Hi, Sensitive Man here. So I wanted to stay on the topic regarding recovery journey after a mental burnout. And what I wanted to talk about today is being social, relationships, being around other people. Because, yeah, I've been, this past year, I've been alone so much, most of the time. And well, yes, I like to be alone. It's consider myself to be an introvert. I like to be alone, and that's where I charge my batteries. But but we know it. We all know it. We need other people. We really do. But yeah, especially after this burnout, I felt that I don't want to see another person. You know, just leave me alone. And well, it has to do a lot about that after the crash. Um, I didn't really want to talk about that. I didn't really understand it from the start, but you know, I don't want to go around and say that, yeah, I went through a burnout. I hit the wall. I don't want to say that to people. So it's been that I've been trying to be my old self, and I have people approaching me, um, you know, with no respect for me being burned out. And of course, they don't know about it, so I cannot, of course, you know, they don't know. So if I don't tell them, of course. But that was so difficult, you know. I don't want to say it, but at the same time, um, I feel they are too much, and I'm definitely not blaming them. Of course, they couldn't know. You know, they thought I was still the same person. So what happened was that I withdraw. I don't want to see anyone because I don't want to try to explain this. Um, just leave me alone. So I stopped answering the phone, stopped answering messages, not really hanging out with anyone. And uh, I've been trying to mention it a few times, but the message isn't really clear. Um, I also feel when just meet people, in town, for example, that I used to be a lot of a small talker. You know, I was really good at small talking, but it's like I can't do it anymore. And actually, I don't think I ever liked small talking because I realize now how much I love deep talks and how unnecessary this small talking is. So, actually, one benefit of this burnout is that I cannot try to do something I don't really feel is right for me. If you understand, I cannot pretend to enjoy something. It's just I can't do it anymore because it's like my body shuts down. It instantly tells me that you don't like this. Stop doing it. And I can't really do it to the same extent which I used to do. And I guess that's a good thing, but it's also, of course, a difficult thing in the start when you don't understand it. And people, yeah, I don't know what they think, but I'm not as, happy and, outgoing, which I used to be, or which I used to pretend to be, I should say. But I've been hiding away. I wanted to recover in peace. And of course, we are like animals, or we are animals actually. Like, um, I was watching a goose actually in the leg that was hurt. I saw it was hurt, and it wanted to be alone. It was alone, but I saw the group of other birds were trying to approach, and of the same species, were trying to approach this bird, but he responded with biting and such. He just wants to be alone, leave me alone. And I could recognize myself in this bird, actually. It's of course sad, but it's also how we tend to respond. But as I've been alone for such a long time, after a while, you start to think that, how can I be able to be around people and, not instantly shut down? I think it's just horrible. Well, firstly, of course, it has to be people that are, willing to understand you, willing to understand that you're now in a new kind of position. They might not fully understand, because if you haven't been going through this journey yourself, you can't really know what it's about. So of course you will have to try to explain to them. But there has, of course, to be people that are open and willing to understand this and understand that, yeah, you might have to, withdraw, and you might have to. We maybe can't do the same kind of activities we used to be able to do. But maybe you feel that people around you are. They don't want to understand, or you feel somehow that you can't explain yourself to them. Well, I also think that many of us maybe surrounds us with people that aren't willing to understand. And that will be a problem. Maybe, unfortunately, or maybe that's the best for everyone. But, sometimes we might have to leave other people. Leave people that we have had in our life, but we feel that they are not really. We perhaps felt before that they are not really. We're not on the same level, and after a burnout, you might be forced to take that step that you maybe have been thinking about, but you've been feeling that it's not possible. It's too. I can't be that mean to the other person. But, well, if you don't do this, you're going to continue to live a life not true to yourself and not true to your friend or your old friend. And I don't think that's a good way either. Well, it's not. But what I want to say in this video is that as I've been alone so much, I thought that I don't want people around me. But I had a really interesting experience, actually, recently. So I actually decided to go to a festival, which sounds crazy. Doesn't sound like the thing that you would do after, being exhausted, having crashed. But it's something I've been thinking about. It's actually not the typical kind of festival where you just stand in a huge crowd and jump to the music. No, it's not that. It's actually a bit of an alternative type of festival. Let's call it a bit of a hippie festival, there's folk music, there is actually all kinds of music, but maybe not the typical, mainstream. But what I experienced here was quite interesting, I must say. So the crazy thing is that I was, usually I go to bed at 8, 9. I sleep to maybe 10, 11 in the morning. I sleep for 12 hours or more each night. It's crazy how much I sleep. I don't really feel rested, so that's the crazy thing. But here I went to bed at 5 in the morning. I woke up at maybe 11 or something. I had very few hours sleep compared to how many hours I usually sleep now. And yes, of course I was tired, but I was not exhausted in that way, which I usually feel, to be honest. So this was going on for 3 days, actually, and very little sleep. I was constantly I was constantly socializing with other people, constantly. And how could this be? How is it possible? Well, I'd say that I found my tribe there. And it really makes it interesting to see what that does to the brain. Because as I am in this state, I was just such a shift from being alone for months, and just constantly be around people and just feel energized. So I see that the people that were there were very open people. They were very I had the feeling that I could be myself. I could be. It doesn't matter who I was or how I was, how I acted. I was accepted. That was the feeling. That was the feeling I had. And when I was walking around at the festival, I saw people just doing their thing. There was like a playground where people did different things. Someone was maybe dancing. Someone was playing some instruments. Someone was, throwing bottles, stuff in the air. Someone was just playing with some toys. I don't know what it was, but there was also a lot of kids playing around, just playing in the mud. Well, everyone did what they wanted to do, and it was okay. It was more than okay. It was actually what you should do. And I thought that was quite cool to experience. I haven't experienced something like this before. I have been to different festivals, but nothing quite like this. So I think it was just a feeling that I could be myself and still be around people. That's such a big thing. And that I was met with this openness and this kindness. I never felt discouraged to tell people my actual situation, which I'm usually I feel that I can't say that, I'm burned out, I don't have a job, I live in my van, I don't really do much, I sleep a lot. I will see me to feel, that's not things that are accepted to say, I think, in society. Well, at least that's what I think. But here it was okay, I got met with just understanding and kindness, really. And instead they said, "Oh, how cool you live in a van." Now, I want to talk about that. Focus on the positive parts instead of being met with, "You can't live in a van. Come on, what's wrong with you? Get a life." All of that stuff. You're getting old. Time to have kids and all that. But what if I don't want that? So. Yes, so this was so interesting, and I felt that this festival gave me so much energy, and I also got a lot of information. information in the way that how I felt during this festival, and understanding that okay, maybe I do need people. I just need the right people, and I have to have this sense of tribe, which is talked about. That's so important to be around people that are similar to you or have this same kind of view on life. And of course, there was all kinds of people there. I'm not saying that everyone was hippies or something like this. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I felt that it was an open mindset and openness to people that are, not living the standard kind of life, if we can call it that. Yeah. So yeah, and what else? More information I got that. Okay, maybe my recovery isn't just based on how much I sleep, how much I rest. I actually have to find ways to find those things in life that give me energy, and it doesn't seem to only be resting. There is a lot that can give me energy, and it must be things that I like or something that it seems like I've forgotten that I like this kind of things, and now I got the information again. It can be things like this, and it can be very new kind of things. It just fits my view on an ideal life right now. Maybe you can find that. So what I want to say with this is that if you're in a state where you are, maybe you're over that worst part, and but still it feels like it's going on forever, this thing. You don't know what to do. You try to sleep, you try to eat the right things, you try to do maybe some exercising, be very healthy, do everything, but still you feel drained. Maybe you are alone all the time because you think it's the only way. But let me encourage you that that's what I used to think. And yes, I still like to be alone. But I see it more clearly now that I need people, and I need the right people. The right kind of people, and finding your tribe is such a big thing. So maybe you should try to do those things that you feel, no, I can't do it. I can't do it at this stage. It's just not possible. It's too early. But if you somewhere know that these are things you like, and maybe would do if you felt, if you are your old self, so to say, or if you had more energy or such, or it's something you've been thinking about that you want to try but never had tried. Like this was for me, this festival. I've never been there before, but now I went in this kind of situation also where I'm not really functional, and it gave me so much. So that's what I want to do with this video. I want to encourage you to try things even though you're in this position, in this state right now, because it might give you some information, at least information of, okay, maybe that wasn't right for me, maybe it was too early, but you tried, then you know that at least. Or it can be quite an experience, and it might be one of the key things to move you forward and get better. I don't know if you don't want to go alone. Maybe you have someone you can trust. You inform that person, I don't know if I can do this, but I want to try. Do you want to go with me? If I have to go back, then, maybe be open with everything, and be open that you might have to retreat, you might have to stop, and so on. Or just go alone if you can, but have a backup plan that maybe you can retreat somewhere. So I don't want to say push yourself. I don't want to, because we have to listen to ourselves. But what I see now, more information now, is that I don't really know what makes me recover. I don't really know what I need in order to recover, to move forward, to get better. I can think what I maybe need. Maybe I need to be healthy, sleep a lot, and all that. But it doesn't seem to be enough. So try it. That's what I want to say. Give it a try. Because it's likely that neither do you know exactly what you need to recover. Because it's a very kind of difficult state. And no one really knows how to recover. The doctors don't know, obviously. I've been seeing doctors, they have no idea what to do. So it's really, unfortunately, up to ourselves to understand ourselves, what we need. Because, of course, it's also very individual. So there really isn't a book on how to do things. Yeah. Well, so yeah, if you're thinking about something, then maybe you should try it. Maybe it doesn't have to be a festival. Maybe it has to have to be a big gathering or something. But maybe, I don't know, maybe you can invite people to have a dinner at your house. I don't know. It's up to you to decide. Well, I just want to encourage you to try it. And at the same time, take it easy, be kind to yourself, and you'll get there. You'll get there. You'll get back on track. You're gonna be the better version of yourself. You will be. Promise. That's what I feel. Even though I'm not recovered right now, I feel that I am becoming a better version of myself. I am, I've learned so much after this burnout. I don't want to be my old self. I want to be a better version of the old self. Great. Okay. Take care now. Ciao.